through adversaries. I think Charlie Raich has the one story that's a true classic. Charlie Raich, former head baseball, football, basketball, track, tennis, everything Charlie's coached at Roxana High School. We all know Charlie Raich.
I too went to a ball game or two with Norris, and I got to tell you, it's really true. I have never gone to a Cardinal game with Norris where it wasn't 40 below zero, where the rain wasn't pouring, and we were standing around upstairs somewhere. We never had a chance to sit out. They'd end up calling the game off. So I really went to ball games with Norris, you remember that, but I never saw a game with him. And I don't know what kind of omen that is. And then also, I got to tell you, Norris has touched my life also. I have never seen a man who attempted to turn umpires against me all the time like he did. He accused me of talking to his players. Now, I'm going to put it before you people, and you people can make a decision on really what happened. Now, as you know, that whenever Roxana and Wood River played in those days, as now, it was standing room only, full house, everybody there. It was crazy. I mean, it seemed like that was the only game in town, the only game of the year, and the whole bit, but it was always crowded. Well, at any rate, any time that there was a tight situation, Norris had a pitcher out there. Now, you make the decision if this is legal or not. See, you're not supposed to talk to the other team's players. Norris would right away be out there. You see, with Norris, everything had to be legal. He even checked the dirt in the batter's box to see if it was legal and questioned umpires on that. But at any rate, I would be talking to my hitter, and I would be telling my hitter something like this. Now, it's illegal to talk to the other team's players. I would tell him, 3-2 situation, pitcher's got to throw a strike. I'm not sure he can. If he don't, he'll walk in a run. And from there, he'll probably blow up. Now, I'm talking to my player. Is that not legal? Norris would lose his mind on that. The words, your exact words were, hey, he can't do that. Come on up, get on it. You know, he can't do that. Why not? You know you can't do that. You remember that? That's your exact word. But it was perfectly legal. But probably, in my mind, the classic story of all time was the Wood River Raich story. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Wood River Raich. But Norris used to complain about our pitcher's mouth. It was, you remember that? That was terrible. When they laid the mound out there, they laid it out a certain way. And the thing about it is, it wasn't like anybody else's mound. If you rocked back too far as a pitcher, you fell to your death. And when you came forward, what was the slope was down too much.
Yeah, that's the wonderland.
Yeah. And he'd complain about that. Now, naturally, it was a little advantage to us. But who was I to complain? So I'd never complain about this thing. I mean, that's the way it was, and I accepted it fine. Especially since we played half our games at home, and whatever poor soul would come in to pitch would have a problem adjusting to it. And not only that, I couldn't get it changed anyway. Well, Norris complained and complained and complained. So he was coming to town, he kept on me about all week about getting that mound fixed. So knowing that he would complain, I took a rake and a shovel out there. We get into about the third inning, his pitcher's complaining away, and he's out there trying to rake it. And Norris had to do everything himself. If you knew him, baseball, I mean, was the thing. He was out there, he was raking and everything else, even at Roxana. We watched and waited, because sooner or later we knew. You can see that mound was made out of, I don't know what, I think granite or steel or whatever. But it was hard as a brick, right, Norris? And so finally, he calls time, he goes out there, and he is complaining and complaining, so I take the rake out. His pitcher's complaining. Well, it was a rake from Roxana School. He wouldn't use a Roxana rake. He wouldn't use a Roxana shovel. So what does Norris do? He sends somebody all the way back to Wood River. So help me God. And we're complaining and arguing. What in the world is no difference in a rake? No, he had to have a Wood River rake. So he sent a kid, or some people, all the way back to Wood River to get a rake and to bring it back and to rake them out. And so we were all milling by each other, our players, their players, kind of bewildered. But we were walking by each other, everybody's looking around, and the umpires allowed it. Of course, I don't know how they'd have stopped it. But the way the argument was going around as far as the condition of our mound and our field at that time, and our field was in great shape. It was the mound that he didn't like, and not very many did like it, except us. We liked it real well. And we have the final vote. But at any rate, somebody goes back about 30 minutes, I don't know, 40 minutes, they show up with the Wood River rake. And so Norris gets out there and manicures the pitcher's mound, everything all around it and everything, and it's useless really. You needed a stick of dynamite, really. But he took care of the whole thing, and we resumed the game finally. And it was a cloudy day. Were you waiting for rain that day? Is that what it was? Hey, I'll tell you what.
You won anyway.
We had a good day, especially after that, because we really loosened up. But I'll tell you what, we didn't win many against Norris. Norris was a tough son of a gun. And he had his players running all the time. They'd score from first base if you weren't watching. They'd bunt with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the hitter. We lost the game that way once. 2 outs, 2 strikes, we're winning, 7th inning. Last of the 7th. He lays down a bunt, kid beats it out, and then they get a base hit into right center, and the kid scores all the way from first. After that game, I was in a murderous mood. I really was. How in the world can we lose a game that we should have won like that? That's why we lost it right there. And I tell you what, many a time, I had a class once, and many a time, I stopped at Norris's house, which was on the way to SIU. I had this strange class. I looked for him for weeks. Remember that, Mary Lou? Norris? Out of SIU, because they were supposed to have this class on Wednesdays. And I stopped by your house coming back because we couldn't find it. And then it turned out they didn't have it. They just had it the last 2 weeks for you to turn and pay for it, which was an all-time different class. And I'd stop, maybe you don't remember it, but I'd stop every week back there at your house and we'd shoot the Boulevard baseball. Norris, you were a credit to the game, and you're a credit to life, and you're a credit to the high school. And I really am honored and proud to call you a friend. But I tell you what, if I ever write a book, it's going to be about Roxana Wood River ball game, because there's a number, 1,000-page volume, I guarantee you. Thank you.
Next gentleman, outstanding athlete, several years back when we were in high school, free sport, and all-around good guy, friend, Jim Bob DeWerp.